we're back once again with Rescue Bots Review. I'm Amy.
I'm Nick. Hi.
And we are going to review 2 episodes because the Hub went ahead and broadcasted 2 episodes this last weekend. And they're going to do it again next weekend. So let's see how far we can get, right? The first one we are going to review quickly is the episode called Shake Up. Which, yeah, this one I really liked it because basically the rundown of it is that Frankie is doing a video assignment for school or something, and
Yeah, it's for like the audio visual class or something
yeah,
like that.
it was you weren't quite sure what it was that she was really trying to do until the very end. You're like, oh, okay, cool. But in this, like she's trying to video, and so she. Oh, what is it? Cade says, "Oh, I want to be famous." And
Cade wants to be the star.
He does.
He gets it every way he possibly can.
Yes, and she also wants to get the bots, and so he says, "Okay, sure." And then she says, "Take 5." She actually just wants to get the bots, not Cade, but he thinks that he's going to be famous. So, she starts videoing the bots, and she tries to get them dancing, and they have, of course, they're trying to play robots, so they're like, what's dancing, and all that stuff. And
honestly, I don't think Heatwave wanted to dance anyway.
No, he was like, this look like, you're gonna make me what? You're gonna make me transform and listen.
Bobs in his hands, you're just like, oh, that's so cute.
that he did not want to obey the bidding of Frankie either, because that's what Cade told him. Robot rescue bots, listen to Frankie's in charge from now for a while. And I'm going, oh no, this is gonna end in tears. But because of this video that she's making, her dad is like, oh, I'm going to go practice, because he sees them trying to dance and stuff like that. And he's like, no, you dance like this. And he starts dancing and doing his cool moves, which are kind of not so cool to
it's kind of
Frankie.
Like Elaine on Seinfeld moves.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. But he goes and says he's going to go practice his moves for the next time that she records. And so he goes off and he starts playing this jukebox down in, what was it, the archives or whatnot. Yeah, and it's wirelessly sending a signal to this big subwoofer that's down underneath everything in the tunnels that starts making earthquakes. And so the whole episode is about finding out what are causing these earthquakes, while Frankie is still catching little videos of the rescue bots, and they're trying to start, they have to be extra careful because they don't want to be videoed and put out on YouTube, because they've got to keep their identities. So it's great. They've got a lot of little fun moments in it that are just hilarious.
This episode also has to deal with Chase learning Earth humor.
Yes, because they just recently saw a humorous video at the beginning. It's like, oh, humor, and so
they had like they watched a Three Stooges movie, and so they're just trying to play off of it.
yeah, it was funny because it was just like he was so not worried. It was funny to me, even though it was a really serious moment. It was like, that wasn't so funny, Chase. He's like, ow. So and it happened a couple times, but I was still laughing because it was funny to hear him mess it up. It was great.
And he dropped a "that's what she said" joke.
Yes.
I was just like, are you kidding me? That's awesome.
Yeah. It was great because she was like, what?
What?
What did he say?
And then he tried to do a knock knock joke, and he starts with ding dong.
Ding dong, yeah.
Can I tell you, I am loving Chase more and more. He's got
hilarious.
This dry sense of humor, but it's so well done.
Or the part where he tries to, throw a pie on Heatwave, and Heatwave's not so happy about that. And he's like, oh,
that wasn't the right time.
That was definitely not the right time. And he's like, yes, that wasn't.
That pie anyways. Where'd you get that anyways? Oh, this wasn't the right time?
No,
God,
not at all.
Chase definitely took it.
Or I really liked this because this one really made me laugh. I had to write it down when I heard it. It was great. Where Blades, that was up in the air, that said, "There's no such thing as a skyquake, is there?" And I was like,
they dropped a lot of Transformers. They kept saying sound waves.
Yes.
So this could be sound waves. This is gonna be sound waves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really hope there's not a skyquake.
And I was like going, oh well, unfortunately, there is a skyquake. Wow, that's funny. It was great. Oh, goodness. But yeah,
Yeah,
the
love.
other thing that happens in this is it kind of gets this little serious vibe because while they're going down
Yeah.
into the tunnels to find where this shaking is coming from, Frankie, who was told to go home several times, she shows back up and
Yeah,
follows
Frankie
them down
takes
into
after her father by
the
not
tunnel.
listening.
Yeah, she kind of did. She sort of kind of did. And while she's in there, it goes off again while they're taking the big subwoofer out, and the cave starts to crumble around her. And Heatwave and the guys are there, like they find out that she's still in the tunnel, and so Heatwave tells the guys to get out of there. He's gonna go back for her. And it was just like this moment. It was like, oh, I really love Heatwave. I
Well,
mean, as much as I love Chase and I love Blades and I love Boulder, everybody's like having their moments. But he goes to save her, and he's like all trying to. He's absolutely trying to stay in robot mode in that whole robot thing, and he's taking rocks off, and he's like, anyhow, oh, it was just such a good
yeah,
moment.
and yeah, you guys gotta watch this because the last 2 minutes, you're just like, oh, I love
It's
Heatwave.
Yes, you're
Oh
like, oh,
God,
it's a
break
tender
my heart.
moment. Yeah, exactly. You get this nice little tender moment because he saves Frankie. It's like really serious because she's like, there's all this dust that's coming up, and she's like, I can't breathe, and he's like leaning over trying to keep the cavern from falling down on top of him. And he's like, and he finally breaks it. He just as she's like trying to stay awake, and he's like, Boulder, stop! You're gonna make it cave in on us. So I was like, ah. It was
Yeah.
great. They did. That was a perfect moment. It was like that made the whole
So
episode for me.
so basically, the question is, does she know or not? Now that's what the viewers have to go back and watch.
Yeah,
So.
because yeah, you're not
Does
quite.
Frankie know the
Yeah,
secrets of the rescue box?
and we're not going to reveal that. You're going to have to figure it
Nope.
out for yourself.
Gotta go watch
Yep.
because it's a
It
good
was an
episode.
intense moment, and it was really great. So yeah, that's Shake Up for you. So now we're going to switch gears real quick and go to the next one, which is Rescue Boy, which the rundown on this one is that Cody gets superpowers.
I thought, I'm like, this is such a good superhero origin story. And
It
of course,
is.
every little boy right now, superheroes are huge. It's exploding in the world.
Yeah,
So
we've got
every little boy
Spider-Man,
wants
we've
to
got
be,
the Avengers, we've got Thor, we've got all of these movies that are just flooding the market right now. So kids right now, especially that age, are like, "Hey, I want to be a superhero." This was the perfect episode for that. It was extremely solid episode because of that.
And I think this was a good episode for little kids because they got to learn, okay, I got these superpowers. Just like Spider-Man, with great powers comes great responsibility. And
yep.
it shows in this episode, okay, this are the consequences. Yeah, you're going to have fun. You're going to be the hero. But you got to make the right choices. So.
Yeah. So basically how it starts out is that Cody, the other rescue team are busy taking care of a fire, and this building has become unstable. And so he goes in and helps save this guy. But then he goes back for his hoverboard, which I have to say, if I had a hoverboard, I would have gone back for it too.
Yeah. They only got a couple more years.
Yeah. Quite literally. I mean, hey, Back to the Future promised by this time I would have a hoverboard, and they've reneged on their promise.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that kind of sets this whole thing off, is that they're like, oh, Cody won't stay out of trouble, and so we need to keep him safe. And everybody, like quite literally everybody, and even the rescue bots, because he was that close to being squished really badly. And so because of that, they go to Doc Green, and Doc Green makes him this like repulsor thing that's in this badge that he gets to wear on his chest.
It's almost Iron Man-ish.
Yeah, it did have an Iron Man vibe, but I was like,
look.
It
had the symbol of the rescue center.
Yeah, it had that on there.
That's us.
And a little knob. And a little knob to turn it up to make it like full blast. Yeah. And when he did that, he was like instant glow bug Cody. His hair was like all flying, sticking up on end, and he was like glowing.
Is this going to be our circuit breaker moment?
Yeah.
For the cartoons?
Yes, it was very circuit breaker-ish. That was great. But yeah, then he says, badge on. And I was like, oh gosh, Raul, all these references are great. But yeah, he's using it, and then he starts using it to save people. And of course, his dad's like, that's not what you got it for. That's what it was intended. It's intended to protect you, not to protect you while you put yourself into dangerous situations. Mm-hmm. And so it gets taken away from him, and he gets sent back to the the command center to just be the rescue person answering the phones and like, hey, is rescue boy going to
Things not
save us?
like
Is like,
it.
no, rescue boy is not going to save you. And then one of this little kid, he gets a kite that's stuck up on this big huge pole.
Yeah, it's like a transmission tower.
Yeah, yeah. And then they have to go to save the little kid, but the wind is blowing really bad and it's unstable. And so the rescue team is still is having a hard time getting up there. And even though Cody knows that he's grounded, he's watching what's going on. And he goes and gets the badge and he saves the kid. But then when he does that, it malfunctions and he starts having consequences to using this thing. And then they
Hmm.
have to go and help and save Cody again. Um,
Hmm.
and in the end, it was good. It was good because, like, quite literally, it was about responsibility, and you could get that he was trying to get, but I had to help because you guys couldn't get to him, and he was doing it for the right reasons at that point. It was just he's still so young,
I
so
know. The part that I really liked about this episode is Chief Burns acts like a father. He's not his friend. He is a father figure, and
yeah.
he doesn't put up with bull crap. And he tells him
He comes
from
down on him a little bit harder than he
yeah,
has in other episodes. It was like, yeah, I really liked that because it
I
really
really
put
liked it.
him in that
Mhm.
position. Not only that is that, and everybody else kind of was agreeing with Chief, and that was
Mhm.
really good because Cody is a little kid and he was putting himself into kind of dangerous situations, and it was kind of going to his, even though he was doing it for the right reasons,
Mhm.
he was relying a little bit too much on this instrument, and of course when the badge goes crazy, yeah, it does. It was great power. That was great power that had to have a little bit more responsibility with it. So
Yeah.
it was really good in the end. He ends up. I don't remember how this one ended. How did it end?
They had to get the Doc made special gloves uh,
Oh yeah, and then they had to walk really
that
slowly to get to
deteriorated the
it,
force field.
and they
That's right.
yeah it blew up and they threw it at and then yeah okay exploded
Yeah.
and all of that
Mhm.
fun stuff. And then
Yeah.
that was the end. So the moral of the
Yeah.
story is be careful with your badge
That
because it
was a
might
really
explode.
yeah, it was a really cute episode. It's a good one for little kids who look up
Yeah.
to superheroes. So
Yep. So that's the two episodes that we had this
Mhm.
weekend. Now I don't know why they're giving us two episodes this week and two episodes next week. We don't really do we know how many episodes we're gonna get? I thought we said we're gonna get
I think
23 and then we're gonna get
I'm
28.
thinking these next two that this week is the finish because Transformers Prime starts up next week. So I'm thinking
Oh,
they don't want to put the two Transformers shows together.
at the
They
same
want
time.
to yeah. So Prime will this is my guess. I
Hmm.
haven't heard anything.
Yeah, we haven't
So
heard anything
so
official. We're
Prime will
just
start
guessing.
and it will finish and Rescue Bots will come back with their second season.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
That's my guess. So
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, that's our review. You can catch us
yeah.
next week when we review two more.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
And we have the good evil Dr. Morocco back.
Yes. Tim Curry, we love you.
Yay! Take her for the win.